Greetings everyone, this is Ayush and today I'm going to take you through EasySign powered by Orion Consulting. EasySign is a digital signature solution for SAP that can be used to sign and process your e-documents. Without further ado, let's get to the contents of the video. First, we are going to talk about Orion Consulting, what it does, and what we have achieved as an organization. After that, we will talk about EasySign. This is the critical part of the video where we'll tell you what a digital signature is, whether it's legal, the key challenges of the manual process, why EasySign, what are the offerings, the business benefits, and the prerequisites. Then we will move ahead with the product demo, and finally we are going to provide you a snapshot for EasySign to conclude this video. Now, about Orion Consulting. Orion Consulting is a pure play SAP services organization that also has a huge line of products. Now, our SAP core services range from implementation, maintenance, enhancements, and also professional services and consulting. As you can see, we have been founded in 2009, 110 plus direct employees and a network of 500 plus consultants. Our average experience bandwidth is 5 plus. We have a very global presence. As you can see, these are some of our chosen clients, and all of them. The thing about us is that 80% of our clients want to repeat business with us, because as a consulting firm we believe in good services, and good services is understanding what the client needs from you and delivering a solution that is tailor made for your organization's SAP or otherwise. So this is about our organization Orion. So what a digital signature is. Digital signatures are nothing but e-signatures that can be added to your e-document. Now the key part of this signature is that they work with private and public keys. So to encrypt a signature you need the private key, but to view a signature you only need the public key. So the public key is available and that enables you to view signatures, but it's a very safe option and it's something that really helps organizations automate their processes, digitize their processes. So this is what a digital signature is. Talking about the legality, now a digital signature can only be viable if it's legal, and by virtue of the Government of India Information Technology Act, it has been recognized as a legally binding thing. So a digital signature can make a document legally binding, and hence it is very much a news, and it is something that a lot of organizations are looking to. Now the key pain points of the manual process. Now security is obviously a major issue, because there have been instances where organizations have been losing receipts. There have been cases of false signatures. There have been cases of duplicate signatures, and a lot of the whole manual process wherein you take the printout, you add the signature, then you mail it manually, or you sign it and then fax it by scanning it, is something that has a lot of loopholes and a lot of bottlenecks. So security, losing documents is one thing. Now the whole process is very time consuming and costly as well, because can you imagine the amount of costs that are associated? You have a certain amount of cost that is associated with mailing documents within the state, outside of the country. Now there is separate rate for neighboring states. So everything, when you consider it, is very costly and it's very time consuming. So something that can be done if we automate the whole process by 2 or 3 clicks is done by first taking the printout, then getting it to the authority, then getting it signed, then sending it to finance to make an accounting entry. So everything is very time consuming, and non-repudiation is another thing, so that nobody who has signed the document can deny the authenticity of the signature, something that can just not be achieved by manual signatures. So why EasySign? We provide authenticity, integrity, and non-repudiation to electronic documents. We also use the internet as a safe and secure medium for e-commerce, and as you can see, we have a wide application usage. It can be used for Form 16s, payslips, customer invoices, sales invoices, purchase orders, delivery challan, quality inspection reports, contract and increment promotion letters, candidate offers, and even appointment letters and HR forms. And the utility is very, very wide, so it can be used for internal purposes as well as external purposes. Now, the offerings of EasySign. Number one, we provide bulk digital signing and printing automation. So, as you can see, we can actually select all documents or a certain number of documents at once and provide the same perform the same operation on them rather than doing it one by one, which is obviously very time consuming. It is flexible and wide utility. So a signature tool is flexible. We can have receipts that are created, receipts or invoices or purchase orders or HR forms that are created according to your organization's needs. And obviously it's wide utility since we've already talked about the number of documents it can be applied upon. Document approval and accountability enforcement is again the property of non-repudiation that we talked about 2 slides back. It is something that will allow you to make sure that document approval workflow is not surpassed or bypassed at any point, and at the same time it will help you ensure that nobody is denying the validity or authenticity of the signature. And lastly, we automate the entire workflow. We have provided automation in ways that can only be discovered once you actually experience the tool. So I think that is something that you'll understand once we go through the product demo. Now the business benefits. We simplify the processes, we reduce the costs, we execute documents quickly, we reduce risk and increase compliance, we improve the visibility and remove bottlenecks. Now this is something that's very, very important. We provide verifiable, tamper evident and timestamp signatures, but make sure that the signature is very, very secure. By hovering the mouse and clicking over the digital signature, you can actually view the signature's properties, when it was inserted into the document, and a lot of other things like legal compliances. So this is something that is very, very important in this tool. Now SAP Interactive Forms by Adobe is another feature, since we actually use the ADS module of SAP to ensure that the whole O2C cycle is executed seamlessly. We also can use SAP Smart Forms or the standard form, whatever the need of the organization is. So our primary concern here is to provide business benefits to you, and all our tools and all our services are very ROI focused, that help you actually understand why you need our tool and why it is providing tangible business benefits in terms of process improvements or cost reductions. So this is what a sales invoice would look like. This is the kind of a sales invoice we use in our organization, and this column is where the digital signature can be inserted. This is the signed invoice. So once this invoice has been signed, you can see that this is what it would look like. You can see all its properties, when it was inserted, and you can see its legal compliances by clicking on the signature. The prerequisites. So we can implement this solution in 2 ways. We can either do it via ADS configuration and implementation. So this will require an SSL layer, that is a secure socket layer, and it will require your SAP system to be configured with ADS, which is the Adobe Document Services. The second and the alternative option is a Java application. So in this, the documents are fed into SAP. Now smart forms are sent and stored in the CDSIN folder on your machine. Once this is done, we have a Java application. Now this Java application has a scheduler, and this scheduler automatically signs all the documents within that folder after a certain time. So that can be 12 hours, that can be 1 hour, that can be 2 minutes. And again, this is something that can be strategically planned out with the organization that we are working with. Then these signed documents are fed back into SAP, and you can consequently perform operations like printing, downloading, and emailing the documents to as many people or customers as you want to. Welcome to the EasySign journey. To start it, we are going to enter the transaction code VA01 and we are going to reach the create sales order screen. We enter the order type and other necessary details. Once this is done, we are taken to the create standard order overview screen. Over here we enter the sold to party and the ship to party. Once these codes are entered, the details are mapped to the system. We create the delivery block, we create the payment terms, after which we move to the line items. Over here we enter the material, we enter the order quantity, after which we enter the plant where the goods had been handled. Once this is done, you can take your time and you can view and change any details that you want to change in this sales invoice. After that, you go to the save button on the top bar and you click it. On clicking the save button, as you can see, the system generates the confirmation that the standard order has been saved. You enter the transaction code VA02. The order is mapped from the system and you press enter. On pressing enter, you are taken to the change standard order screen wherein the details have been mapped from the previous sales invoice that you had created. This includes all the details such as sold to party and the other details. Now we remove the delivery block and we click save again. And as you can see, this time the same invoice has been saved without the delivery block since we edited that. Now we are going to go ahead and create the delivery for this item. For that, we go to the top transaction bar and click the enter the code VL01. The order is automatically mapped with the system. We press enter. On pressing enter, we are taken to the screen where the delivery for the items can be created. For this, we scroll towards the right and we enter the batch code. Once the batch code is input, you go ahead, you edit and check the incompleteness. List contains no data means that there are no errors in this delivery for this item. Then you click save. On clicking save, you get the message from the system that the delivery for this document has been generated. Then you enter the transaction code VL02, outbound delivery, and you are taken to the change overview screen for the delivery of the item. You click the post goods received button, and this is the final button that you have to create before the delivery for the document has been generated by the system. Now, for the final step, we are going to create the billing for this sales invoice, for which we enter the transaction code VF01. As you can see that the document number has already been taken from the previous screens. Over here, we can see all the details, which is the invoice number, the payer, the billing date, and the net value along with the currency. Go ahead and save this invoice. Now, we are going to enter the transaction code VF02. On entering the transaction code, we see the billing document number and we press enter. Over here, we can see all the details that have been entered for that particular bill, and before clicking save, we are going to create an accounting entry. So we click accounting and we enter the kind of document that we want to make an entry for. Once this is done, we are going to go ahead and save this document, after which the sales invoice has been generated completely. As you can see, you receive the confirmation, and this is how the sales invoice is generated in the O2C cycle. So now that we have taken you through the O2C cycle of a sales invoice, we are going to now use our tool of digital signature to make sure that we are signing these documents and performing various operations on them. So we enter the transaction code, which is ZSDINV. Over here you can see we have various filters for approved and non-approved invoices, and this is the execute button. So this is nothing but a filter that you can provide to search your invoices. You can search it either by providing the range of invoice numbers, you can either do that by providing the range of invoice dates, or you can also do it by the company code. These are the radio buttons. This is the radio button you click if you want to view the non-approved invoices, and this is the radio button you click if you want to view the approved invoices. So for the purpose of this demo, we are going to view non-approved invoices from the 1st of May 2012 to 31st October 2018, and we are going to click execute. So as you can see, this is the screen for the non-approved invoices. Now let's say it's not feasible because in a business scenario you don't sign so many documents, but over here we have documents from 2012 to 2018, and even if somebody wanted to perform a certain operation on them all at once, all you have to do is select all, and all the invoices will be selected, and then you can perform the approve operation on these invoices, which will ensure that all of these invoices at once get approved. So we're not doing that, so let's just deselect all. Now one very important thing about this screen, obviously you can see the customer ID, you can see the name, you can see the email. This email has been taken for testing purposes, but then we can have other emails, we can have multiple emails, we can have the options of CC, BCC, and we can also customize the mail content that goes when you perform the email operation, but that's for later. So this is the date and this is the currency and the net value of the invoice. So as you can see, we also have certain flags. What are these flags? Flags show you whether a certain operation has been performed or not. So the approve flag, the email flag, the download flag, and the print flag tell you whether these respective operations have been performed on the sales invoice or not. The print number shows you the number of times a document has been printed. Now we have a feature over here that the first time a document is printed, it's the original copy, and every consequent time it is printed, like the second time, the third time, those are duplicate copies. So this is something that again you can see when we view the approved invoices. For now we are just going to select this first invoice. We are going to click approve. As you can see, the system provides us with a message that the selected invoices have been approved successfully. Now we go back. Now we are going to view the approved invoices for the same date range. I'm going to click the approved invoices radio button and I'm going to click execute. So as you can see, these are the approved invoices. So every approved flag has been checked. Now these flags show you how many times a certain operation has been performed. Sorry, whether a certain operation has been performed or not. So email shows you whether it has been emailed. Download shows you whether it has been downloaded, and print shows you whether it has been printed. So again, you have, if let's say if you want to select invoices from May 2018 to June 2018 and you want to select them all and you want to print them, or you want to download the invoice, or you want to generate an email for your finance department or for your audit department, so all you can do is enter the date range in the selection screen. You can click select all and you can perform whatever operation you want to. These email IDs can be mapped from your customer ID and they can also be customized manually. So all of the configuration will be done by our organization, and we'll make sure that a very handy and flexible tool is provided to you, and the process is automated in every sense of the word. Now we are going to select this first invoice. Okay, let's not select this first invoice, let's select the second invoice. Now as you can see, the invoice number that is ending with 8947, none of these operations have been performed on it. So we are going to go ahead, print this invoice. We are going to select the printing device and we are going to click print preview. Now print preview lets you view the contents of the invoice before you actually print it. So as you can see, This is what a sales invoice looks like. This is the manufacturer details and the exporter details. These are the buyer details. These are the invoice details. These are the transportation mode, that is the delivery that was created for it. You can view the different line items along with their net value, their quantity, their description, and you can also view the various taxes that have been imposed on this invoice. You can view the payment terms, and all legal compliances are also mentioned on the sales invoice. So again, this document can be customized according to your organization's need. Now we are going to go ahead and we are going to insert the digital signature. Now since I am logged in with Rohit's ID, this is the digital signature that has been provided to me, but we have a double layered security. So not only do you need your login to map your signature to this document, you also need to enter the password before you enter your signature on the document. Now as you can see, this provides a double layer of security, which makes it a very secure solution to use and very hard, almost impossible to misuse. So we are going to click sign, and as you can see, the digital signature has been inserted. So what we are going to do now we are going to view the properties for the signature. So we're going to double click the signature and to click signature properties, and we are going to see. So as you can see, the signature is valid. This is the timestamp of the signature. These are all the legal compliances and other relevant details that are provided. Now to view the legal compliances or other details for the signature, you go to advanced properties, or you can go to sign a certificate. So as you can see, this is the summary. These are the details: revocation, trust, the policies, all the company policies regarding the signature, regarding the sales invoice can be inserted over here, and there's a legal notice which makes sure that all legal compliances are being met while signing this document. So we're going to close this. I'm going to close this. So this is how a digital signature is inserted into a document. We're going to go back. I'm going to select this invoice. Now we are going to perform the download operation. As you can see, this is how simple it is to download an invoice into your system, and you can go to this path and you can open this. The invoice will be saved in a PDF format, and in the same way you can go ahead and print that document. So as you can see, the download flag for this invoice were not checked before, but now it has been printed and it has also been downloaded. Now we are going to perform the final operation on it, which is the email operation. Now before we email this invoice will be sent to this email ID, and this is an email ID we have used for testing purposes. Now we can have multiple ways of sending emails. We can have customize the mailer content. We can have a to and a CC and multiple CCs also, multiple tools also. We can have the email ID being mapped from the customer ID, and we can also have various operations. So again, it's a very customizable and flexible tool, and the whole purpose is to make business operations easy when it comes to the signing of sales invoices, purchase orders, or any other such invoice that we're talking about. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to click select this invoice. So 8947 is selected, and we're going to generate an email. So as you can see, the tool has emailed the document to shivani.narang@oraneconsulting.com, and the email flag has also been checked. Now when we scroll towards the right, we can see that the printing operation has been performed once, and if we print it again, that will be a duplicate copy. So that is it for the product demo. Just an overview. First, we took you through the O2C cycle, the creation of the sales invoice, the creation of the delivery, and the creation of the billing along with the accounting entry. After the O2C cycle, we took you to the digital signature solution and we showed you how you can sign and perform other operations on the documents that you want to perform them on. So that is it for the product demo. So in a snapshot, what EasySign can do for your organization is that it can help you achieve 4x on ROI on e-signing of sales invoice and purchase orders. You can also save up to 90% on document handling cost. You can receive faster payments, and you can also upgrade the customer experience that you have. We'll soon be uploading an ROI calculator on our website where you can enter certain parameters and you can see what, in terms of money, how much money can your organization save by going automating their O2C cycle and using EasySign to sign their e-documents. And we also had a webinar on the 19th of December. Now this webinar, the recording is available with us, so we'll be providing you the contact details for us in the next slide. So if you're interested in the recording of the webinar, we had a lot of C-level professionals joining us for this webinar. The response was fantastic, and if you still want the recording of the webinar, you can contact us at easysign@oraneconsulting.com or on the given phone number. You can also visit our website www.oraneconsulting.com to know more about EasySign under the product section. You can also view what we have done for our various clients across the globe and what we plan to do, what our mission is, what our vision is for the future. So thank you, and we are going to see you soon in another video. Thank you for watching.